right, so our boy Devin Vassell got a little bit of love, okay? Just a little bit of love from Bleacher Report.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
Not a ton of love, but just enough. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this. So I came across this article from Bleacher Report, and they basically gave their top 10 players under 25 with the highest ceiling. And surprisingly enough, our boy Devin made the list. I honestly thought he wouldn't, but we'll talk about that in a second. If you guys want to support the channel, clanthemerchfan.com, link in the description, or become a patron or YouTube member, only $2 per month. I appreciate all the love that you guys have shown the channel. It means a lot, and we are growing. We are, and I've noticed that some people are putting this channel on notice. Okay, I'm getting quite a few emails with offers for things just so to grow the channel, make it bigger, offer stuff for you guys. It's pretty cool. It's pretty nice, and I have a pretty big announcement, at least either this upcoming month or October. We'll see. But anyways, if you guys want to support, link in the description. Plenty of ways to do so, or just like the video. That helps too. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Whew. All right, top 10. All right, we're gonna see where Devin Vassell landed. Okay, so Paolo Banchero, I would not disagree with that. I low-key agree. Funny enough, when they say NBA, well, these are NBA wings. Sorry. Yeah, not NBA players as a whole, just NBA wings. But Banchero, he's number 1. Number 2 is Scotty Barnes. Number 3 is Wagner. I agree. That's fine. Number 4, Shaedon Sharpe. Okay, so at first I got a little like, really, Shaedon Sharpe over Devin Vassell? But then I had to think about it, and I'm like, oh, okay, it makes sense for them to do that because we're talking about ceiling. And when it comes to Shaedon, I mean, his athleticism is on a whole nother level. Like he might be one of the, if not the, one of the most athletic players in the NBA. Gosh, it took me a while to say that. I'm tired. Yeah, see, moving on. Brandon Miller. That's crazy. That's pretty wild that they put Brandon Miller, or they put Shaedon Sharpe over Brandon Miller. I don't know if I don't know how I feel about that, but whatever. Jay McDaniels, RJ Barrett, Keegan Murray, and Devin Vassell. All right, so when it comes to Devin Vassell, let's go ahead and go through this really quickly. So just read what they had to say about him. Devin Vassell's 3-and-D chops once made him the 11th overall pick of the 2020 draft, but if his game hasn't expanded beyond that label, he'd either be lumped in the honorable mentions or excluded from this exercise. They were paying attention. But his flashes of shot creation combined with perpetual improvement to that 3-and-D game are what could nudge his future closer to stardom than a stronger supporting role. The 23-year-old shattered his previous best with 18.5 points per game and 3.6 assists this past season, and he played more efficiently than ever despite a massive usage increase, 24.4 usage percentage, previous high 18.9. Vassell wound up creating nearly 55% of his own 2-point buckets and more than 10% of his triples. You know, another thing about Devin Vassell too, like we saw the flash of how good he will be as a shooter when we had DeJounte Murray in that game where it was basically win or go home to try to get to the playoffs when we were in the play-in, and he's basically the only one that showed up. I mean, offensively, I mean, he went off. And I know it was a lot of catch and shoot shots, and I wasn't 100% sold on Devin Vassell being like a go-to scorer or anything like that. But he's proved me wrong. I mean, I feel completely differently about Devin Vassell. Also, I'll be honest with you. I'm still on the fence on whether or not like he could be like the second guy next to Wemby, but I am very convinced in saying if he's our third best player and we can find somebody in that second spot that could be like a star/superstar next to Wemby, we're set. Like Devin Vassell, that is a phenomenal player to have on the court. So yeah, just I'm also a little shocked that he even made this list, only because, not that he didn't deserve it. Okay, I think he deserved probably top 5 on this list, honestly. But I'm a little shocked that he made it because he didn't play that often, and we've seen over the past couple weeks, or several weeks actually, that a lot of these outlets, Bleacher Report, Clutch Points, whoever, they don't give him a lot of credit. Like, he doesn't get love at all. Even if we're talking about journalists that gives their top 10, players under 25, he does not make the list. He rarely makes any lists. So I'm just happy that he's on this. And people are taking notice of him. And I will say, like, diehards and people that pay attention to basketball, they really do like Devin Vassell. It's not just Spurs fans. You can go to almost any comment section when people say, like, who's really underrated, like who's underrated but have so much potential but no one talks about him. People bring up Devin Vassell all the time, and it's not just Spurs fans. So I just like the love that he's getting here. And then you see number 10 is Benedict Mathurin. Okay, that's fine. So who do I think was disrespected from this list? I'm not gonna get too angry about Devin Vassell, only because, hey, I get it. Devin Vassell, he was injured, and people didn't get to watch him play a lot, or whatever. That's fine. Benedict Mathurin, I think he was low-key disrespected here. I think he could have been higher. Keegan Murray definitely should have been higher. Don't really know why they did your boy like that. I think RJ Barrett, whatever. Brandon Miller was a little disrespected. I'm just not 100% sold on Shaedon Sharpe. I talked to you guys about, like, his attitude towards the game, especially coming into the league. It just rubbed me the wrong way. But hey, he can change. People can change. He can be a little bit more serious. I don't know. Another thing too, even I mean, okay, all right. Let me bring this up. Okay, I can't help it. I have to bring up Wemby. Okay, in the summer league, Shaedon Sharpe absolutely avoided Wemby at all costs. He did not try to utilize his athletic ability at all. And it came down to me, it felt as if he just didn't want to get embarrassed. You can call it good basketball. I don't know. He didn't try Wemby not once. But I'll look at a player like Scoot Henderson, where when Wemby went against him, he was relentless. He did not care. He's like, I'm going to play my game. But Shaedon Sharpe actively avoided trying to play his natural game to the best of his ability when Wemby was on the court. And I know that speaks volumes to how good Wemby is, but it also makes me kind of like weary of, okay, we already know this is kind of a highlight player. And it's like, are you concerned? Are you concerned that you're going to, I don't know. I say still play your game. And if it doesn't pan out, I mean, Wemby hasn't even played in the NBA yet. Like, I expect you to at least try, okay? At least try. And he completely avoided Wemby at all costs. And I just found that kind of strange. You guys can call it good basketball. I call it a mental thing where it's like, no, I like my highlights, and I don't want to be on Wemby's. So I don't know. Those are my thoughts there. Anyways, I'll give it to you guys later. Until next time. Bye.